So back when I was still dating girls, there was this one summer where me and my guy friends who just surfed together all the time pretty much lived at the beach. Like literally. We we found this shack down the beach. I mean, we already knew it was there, but we found this shack that we called the Mushroom Shack because it looked like a mushroom. Like it was on the beach, on the sand. It was run down. Nobody used it anymore. And it was right on the cliffs at Hope Ranch Beach. And there was kind of this like, it was like a shed that had like cement pillars into the sand, basically, right? And there was this trolley that used to run up and down the cliff for this ridiculously rich, I don't know, estate owners when it used to function. But it was completely run down. Like the rails weren't working. Nobody ever went there. And it was, gated off. But we found our way in, and we realized that when you actually climb the fence into this thing, it is completely open. It has 4 rooms on each side of it with like a big open interior with no ceiling. And we would sneak down there and just hang out. And that led to us sneaking down there, making a little like bonfire inside of that thing, and bringing our sleeping bags and spending the night. And one thing led to another, and a lot of experimenting ended up happening at the Mushroom House. So I will go into details on this. I'll be careful what I say because, we got to watch those guidelines, but some things happened. So we went down there, I don't know, we've probably been there maybe like 20 times already that summer, right? And we pretty much decided that we wanted to stay for an extended period of time. And our parents were all pretty chill. So they literally were just like, yeah, go for it. Go live at the beach. We don't care. So we went down, we brought sleeping bags, we brought like mattress pads, we brought food, we brought ice chests, we brought other things that we probably shouldn't have had at that time. And we would try to get girls to come hang out with us. A couple of us had girlfriends at the time. We'd always be talking about like all these things we'd do with these girls. And I had a girlfriend at the time. Like, I feel so bad for that girl. I should not have wasted her time. But you live, you learn. I was not into her. So I had a girlfriend at the beginning of this. It turned out that a lot of things started happening at that shack on the beach, and one of those things was getting with the girls. And when it, became evident that my girlfriend wanted to do things, I broke up with her. I mean, she took it very far with me, and I was like, that feels really good, but I don't really like you in that way. I really liked her. I just wasn't attracted to her at all. So I broke up with her. I was, however, really attracted to the other guys who were there, who were my friend Eddie, my friend Chris, and my friend Christopher. They were all pretty good surfers. We were all really good friends. We were really comfortable with each other, and we would just be joking around doing stupid stuff all the time. But I also happen to think that all of these guys were really, really cute. I mean, they all were really, really cute. I mean, I had a few dreams that were like, they were not dry dreams about each one of these guys, together, all 4 of us individually, you name it, I had the dream. So, it didn't take me much to convince me to move down to this beach shack with them. So we spent I don't even know how many, like over a month living in this beach shack together without a single night not staying there. And our parents would go down to the beach all the time. That was like their hangout spot too. So we'd still see them often. We just lived somewhere else. And we could have lived somewhere else legally anyway, so it was fine. But we were dependent. And we were down there, and one night, one of the guys, how did it even happen? I think we were playing Truth or Dare. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You know what it was? We were playing Pong, like, with the cups, like the triangle of cups on each side of the table, and we were playing Pong. And the losing team, we decided, had to go in the water with nothing on. You take everything off and you go in the water, which meant you had to take everything off, climb the wall to get out of this thing, and then run into the water, go swimming, and then come back, usually in the middle of the night or like at sunset if there was nobody around. Typically there were people around until nightfall. So that meant if I was losing, I had to take everything off and do that right next to another guy, which was awesome, but also terrifying because I'm uncut. I was freaked out about it at that time. I love it now, but at the time it seemed like it was not the norm. It seemed like most people were really not into that. You hear people, just saying awful things about it growing up in the United States. But now I know that a lot of gay guys really like that, and I have a lot more sensation than in some of the guys that I get with, / every single one that I see that's cut. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Anyways, I lost my first game and I had to go run into the water with my friend Christopher. Christopher happened to be my favorite of all the guys. I definitely was really close with him, but I also just thought he was very dreamy. He had like bleached blonde, sun bleached hair from surfing. He had really strong tan lines, like really, really strong tan lines, which so did I at the time. This is me pale right now, by the way. Like this is me with no sun exposure for like years. I get dark though, like really, really dark. And my hair also gets sun bleached, but it's not right now. So do I have a problem? Is that a stereotype? Am I liking guys that look like me? He didn't look like me. He had very different facial features. He was a lot more fit than me, and he definitely had a little more body hair than I do, but he was sexy. So I stripped down and I just decided to go for it. I was freaked out. I was like, oh my God, it's cold, it's night. I'm getting in the water. I'm going to get out even colder. Things are going to shrink up. And they did, but his did too. And I noticed, how could I not? I was staring. I made him climb over the wall ahead of me so that I could get the perfect view of everything I wanted to get the view of. And when you're climbing a wall, your legs are like up like that. Things are spreading apart. You're standing right behind them. It's a good view. I couldn't help not to look. God, I'm sounding like a creeper. They did it too. So we run into the water. As we're running, I still things are bouncing around. I'm getting a view of Christopher's things that bounce. And I look up and he's looking right over at mine too. Like he's looking. So I'm kind of like, okay, I guess that's normal. We are checking each other out. And this turned into like a very common thing. Like we were always playing pong or finding some other excuse to have to go skinny dip together, whether there were girls there or not. So, I don't even remember if the girls ever skinny dip. They might have. I guess I blocked that memory out. Anyways, I am skinny dipping with Christopher. I'm skinny dipping with the other guys. It depended whose team I was on, or I was just enjoying the show. And that led to us all skinny dipping together on a nightly basis, often multiple times a night, right? And I got pretty comfortable being around these guys with nothing on. And I think vice versa. But I did notice that every single one of them seemed to be looking around. And I knew that not every single one of them was gay. I thought that Chris was playing on the same team as me. I thought he was gay. I didn't get any, my gaydar was not pinging for any of the other guys, but I could have been wrong. And one thing leads to another. Of all people, Eddie shows up one night and he brings a magazine with him. Which sounds so old school. Like we were even laughing about it at the time. We're like, a magazine? Like, what are you doing? It's all about VHS tapes, duh. but for real, he brought a magazine with him, and it was one of those magazines, and we're all like scrolling. we're turning the pages through the magazine, and we are all getting quite excited by this. And talking about it and talking about how hot these girls are. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but these women were not hot to me at all. But I was going along with it. And that led to us wanting to do other things. So at first we kind of like took the magazine off one at a time and took care of business, right? But that we didn't have patience for that. We weren't we didn't have patience for that, and thank God for me, because I didn't want to have to not see that. I also didn't want to have to do anything right in front of these guys, but it was worth it to get to see what I wanted to see, because they, God, I also don't remember who it was. Somebody suggested, it wasn't me. Somebody suggested that we all watch this together. Like, we're all spam through it together. We don't have to take turns. We could just get over it. We're all guys. Let's just watch it and take care of business. We're focusing on the magazine anyways, right? Or so they thought. I was on board with that. So we're doing that, and I'm taking I'm like measuring in my head, like precise measurements of everything. I'm making mental notes. I'm storing it in that bank of mine, like the database happens to be, God, I want to use the joke here. I want to say the pun. You know which pun I'm thinking of, but I can't say it. So we're doing that, and then we start doing that on a regular basis, like not just once a night, but multiple times a night. And I don't know if it was interesting for Christopher and Eddie, but I knew it was for sure interesting for me and Chris, in more than just a magazine way. So one night, we would go home every now and then, right? We just wouldn't spend the night at home. So one night somebody came back from going home, and they brought their the squishy tube thing with the metallic swirls in it. Like, it's like a plastic tube, and you can I don't know, it's like a slinky, but it's like made out of plastic, and it has like little metallic swirls in it or whatever, right? And this guy brought that with him, and he's like, "Have you guys ever tried this?" And we were like, "Yeah." He's like, "No, have you ever felt it?" And we were like, "What do you mean?" He explains that he's used that in other ways, and it actually feels really good, and it's what he imagines something would feel like. Do the math. He said you actually warm it up first. So he would warm it up inside his legs and then use it. And we had a lot of questions about this. We were, I had a lot of questions about this. I wanted a demonstration, honestly, but I wasn't going to ask for that. But I got one. So our questions literally led to him demonstrating as we're looking at the magazine together, which, by the way, at this point, to turn into 10 different magazines that we had all accumulated. So we're looking at the magazines, and he's showing us how he uses it, and we all start taking turns with it. And I'm dying. I'm watching each person do their thing with the metallic swirly thing, and I was in heaven. I felt like I just wanted to take it even further. I felt like Chris probably wanted to take it further, but I didn't want to call him out. I didn't want to ask him. I was too scared. I was in the closet myself. I didn't really know what to do, but it didn't end there. It just kept going. We decided that it's unfortunate. It was Chris. Chris said that it was unfortunate that even when you're using the squishy metallic thing, that you're still holding it yourself. So it's you can feel it. It doesn't really feel like it would if you were to just put it somewhere. We didn't have anywhere to wedge it between pillows or anything like that. So we were trying to figure out how we're gonna do this, and we just decided that we would hold it for each other. It's no big deal. We're not actually touching anything. We're just holding that, and the other person can thrust into it. So nobody wanted to go first, but somehow it landed on me. I wanted to go first. I offered. I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll get it over with. It's fine. I guess I'll hold the squishy metallic thing. And Christopher decided that he was going to use it, and we were basically just going to go in a circle, each take turns holding it while somebody else uses it. And that was amazing. I'm holding it and I am keeping my eyes closed, but I'm keeping them closed like this, like to the point where I can like see out of the corner of my eye. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you can see it, but my eyes are like not fully closed. I can see what's going on only down there and down here. And so I'm getting a perfect view of holding this metallic squishy thing as Christopher is having his way with, in my mind, a lot more than the metallic squishy thing, but in his, hopefully it's just the metallic squishy thing. Actually, hopefully not. As far as I know, they're still straight. Chris, however, not so much. So we take turns and this becomes a regular thing. And there is more to this story. A lot more actually, but I'm going to cut it off there because it's getting long. So hit follow for the next part.